That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
The start of school means the start of new sports seasons, which unfortunately can mean injuries. Too often, sports injuries are treated with opioids, leading to addiction among our youth. And drug addictions can cause overdoses and deaths. If you're injured, ask your doctor for medicines and therapies that don't use opioids. And if you're struggling with opioid addiction, we can offer treatment. Opioid addiction is a losing game. You can help. Learn more at realhelpvr.com. That's realhelpvr.com.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Welcome in to St. Landry Parish. It's a clear night under the lights in Opelousas, Louisiana for the LHSAA Network Game of the Week. Tonight's battle in District 4 3A features the 5-1 Church Point Bears and the 2-4 Raiders of Northwest High School. Hi everybody, welcome inside along with LHSAA Hall of Famer Mike Boyer. I'm Garrett Walvard. Mike, this game has all the makings of a great district showdown. Both teams love to run the rock, and they're both undefeated in league play.
Well, this is the district championship in this district, and run the rock they do. Church Point's run 70% of their plays as a running play. Currently they're number 9 in the power rankings in Division 3. And Northwest, the defending champions, get their 6,000-yard back tonight. He's been injured the last few weeks, and that's Kevon Johnson, named to be listening for this evening. It ought to be very exciting.
Absolutely. Coach Chris Edwards is excited to get his healthy players back. Let's take a look, Mike, at our keys to the game.
Well, the keys for Church Point is to protect the football. They're predominantly a running team, and they run a lot of misdirection, and they need to get off the field on third down on defense, because Northwest is explosive. For Northwest, it is to get Kevon Johnson going. He's 6,000 yards in his career. He's been rested the last couple of weeks to take care of a good hamstring, and he ought to go tonight. And their defense needs to have eye discipline, because Church Point will have the wings, they'll go in motion, the backs will go in motion. Read their keys and do their job, and this could be an exciting game.
Northwest Raiders in the black and silver in Church Point, looking like the old school Steelers in the gold and black with white tops. Week 7 in LHSAA action, just 23 teams across the state still undefeated. We're about ready to get things going here. Number 25, Gavin Fontenot, the place kicker and punter for Northwest, will get us underway. That took a little hop. Bounds high at the 40. Northwest will watch it run out of bounds. Let's bring in Steve Schneider, the third member of our crew.
Guys, I saw Kevon Johnson 2 years ago at St. Edmund. He is fantastic. I saw him on video in this matchup last year, and he ran wild. But I want you to call your attention to 5 other guys. Their numbers are for Northwest, number 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8. Why did I give you those 5 guys? I saw them 2 years ago in basketball against semifinalist Bruley. They are athletic, they are powerful, and they will show up in this football game. A lot of them playing both ways. Back to you.
Mike, love to see that 3A football where you've got guys playing both ways. Love to see so many contributors on both sides of the field.
That's the bread and butter of most 2A, 3A schools, for sure.
Starting QB, Luke Baudouin in the shotgun. Throws over one line of the defense, and the catch is easily made. The pickup will keep them with a first down on the move.
That's their leading receiver, Jarian Reese. A nice 15-yard out, perfect timing on Baudouin's part, first down.
Look how good the numbers are. 9 touchdowns, just 1 interception. Baudouin goes 6'1", 180 in his senior season. He is an all-district player. Baudouin's father, Bart, coaches the corners on this team, so a family affair for Church Point. From the right hash, ball on the 37-yard line. Fresh set of downs. 3 in motion. Little spin move by Jerrison Reese. A flag flies, and he's finally tackled down right around the 23-yard line. Jerrison Reese is a name we'll call tonight as well.
Flag on the play. I think it's going to be holding on the other
holding,
side out.
Number 6 of the offense. 10-yard penalties.
That was first down yardage, and a 5-yard penalty will now be assessed.
Well, for more than 3 decades, Church Point has run that wing T. Coach Poole has kind of updated the attack. Here's another look. They use a lot of motion to help disguise plays, and the hold on the edge, that cleared the pathway. Good spot by Mike. DeMarcus Boast called for the flag. Back to the 45-yard line. The line to gain is the 28 of Northwest. Baudouin calls for the ball, puts it in the belly of Chad Brooks. No, it's a keeper by Baudouin. Scampers to the sideline. Our starting lineups for the offense for Church Point. Baudouin runs the rock along with Jerrison Reese and Chad Brooks, who was a linebacker and then ate himself into being a fullback. He is an awesome player for them. They get some linemen back as well. Salazar and Willoughby, along with Slade Stelly, work through the middle of the offensive line for the Bears, who again run that wing T, love to run the rock. Coach Edwards of Northwest said you've got to have great eye discipline on every play. We'll take a look here. Second down, handoff to Reese from the right side. Reese makes a cut, goes wide to the boundary, picks up the first down. And Mike, tell us a little bit more about eye discipline and what that means when you're playing a wing T team.
Well, you've seen them already. They have guys that are shifting into new positions. They bring them in motion. They brought Reese back into the backfield. He's a wideout, and they ran a jet sweep with him. And he has some moves. He has some speed. First down yardage.
Baudouin completing 68% of his passes coming in. Three wide set for Church Point from the right hash. Fresh set of downs. High snap. Baudouin with the pass. Lateral to Reese. Reese slung down just before the 10-yard line. Northwest is struggling to get a stop here on this drive. Their defense brought to you by Farm Bureau. Giovanni Owens, all-district player. Damon Jones and Ty Savoy anchor the first line. Marcus Sam, who was the MVP of the LSU junior camp last summer, has really come on along with Frederick Niemer and Malik Jones.
Well, Jerrison Reese came in with 34 receptions, and he's already got 3 so far today. So he looks like the man to go to.
Chad Brooks in the backfield, 5'10", 190, the senior. Handoff to Brooks up the middle, runs into some traffic, and there's that stout defensive line of Northwest coming through. Maybe 2 yards on the pickup.
Javion Owens, the linebacker, stepped up into the hole, made that stop for a 1-yard gain.
Owens, two-time All-District. He had 49 tackles and 5 sacks a year ago. He's a big kid, 6'2", 210 in his senior season. Coming in with the play is Baudouin. He's done a great job his senior season of distributing the ball. He can run, averages 3 or 4 yards a carry, does have a rushing touchdown of the year, but doesn't like what he sees from the defense, and he'll call a timeout. Take a look at our coaches, and for Church Point, Rob Poole in his 3rd season. He was the defensive coordinator at Church Point when he was promoted to head coach before the 2023 season. He's a native of Olive Branch and previously coached at Lafayette High and in Tennessee and Mississippi. He is 18-10 in 2+ seasons. And the head coach, and a good one, Chris Edwards for Northwest. He's in his 12th season, Mike. He's coaching at his alma mater and helped the Raiders reach the state semifinals in 2023. This is a good program.
It's a very good program. You know, they in the 14, 15, 17, they made it to the quarterfinals. You know, Chris Edwards is from Opelousas, and his mama actually is a teacher on staff here with him. So it's a family deal.
You got all the good info. All right, Coach Edwards needs a stop from his defense here. Ball squarely on the 10-yard line. 2nd down coming up for Church Point. Brooks, who you need more than one man to tackle in the backfield. In motion is Reese. Hand off to Reese. He's following Brooks. He goes wide, and it's a touchdown. Church Point on the board first.
That's the same play we have seen as that little jet sweep with Reese Garrison. Correction, Garrison Reese. And I do believe that's his 11th receiving touchdown.
So tough to stop him with that speed on the outside. Now Seth Alamaw has come in, number 8, who you just saw on the screen. He is the regular kicker, but it looks like we've got a interesting formation for Church Point. And they're going to be
12-minute
motion.
5-yard penalty, replay the try.
See if they go with a more conventional extra point attempt here with Alamaw.
Well, it looked like another version of the infamous swinging gate. You know, there are many versions of it. 5-yard penalty, so he'll kick this a little bit deeper.
Alamaw, all-district honorable mention a year ago. Goes 5'8", 165 pounds in his junior season. The snap, the hold, and the kick all good, and Church Point goes ahead 7-0. Northwest came in having won 11 district games in a row, but they trail on their home field to start early here in the first quarter.
Here it is, a little jet sweep. Alamaw gets to the outside. Nice blocking by the perimeter receivers.
Hey, for the 2nd year running, the LHSAA Network brings you a 1-hour football highlight show that covers the entire state of Louisiana. From Bossier to the Bayou, Friday Night in the Boot has it all. So make sure and watch each Friday night this fall, starting at 11 p.m. Make sure to catch the show on the LHSAA Network live channel or watch it live on the Gulf Coast Sports and Entertainment Network. So that's about as good a start as you could ask for if you're on the road, Church Point.
Well, you know, they said control the ball, protect the ball. That's a 3-minute drive. We didn't keep track on how many plays, but you know, they overcame a couple penalties and got on the scoreboard first. And here's an onside kick.
This will end up in the hands of the wide receiver, Cortland Young. Great field position for Northwest coming up. And Mike, here's your quarterback back from injury. Edwards talking with Justin Chavis, the junior. You know, it's always tough when you have plans going into the season and then you get sidelined by injuries. You see he's missed the last 3 contests, but boy, he throws a pretty ball.
Well, watch him in warm-ups, you know, and he's got a strong arm, but boy, he has some touch. I mean, he put a couple, fades into his receiver's hands, and they like to mix it up a little more than Church Point.
So 4 wide, top of your screen, 3 of the wide receivers all play basketball. Here's a nice little run by Kevon Johnson, and he is off like a shot. Kevon Johnson all the way to the house. First play from scrimmage.
No flags on the play. He's been out the last couple of weeks with a bad hamstring, and what a nice return. The first play, 60-yard touchdown.
I think 4 players got a hand on him, but it wasn't enough. 62 yards on the gallop by Kevon Johnson. Chris Edwards said he's a college player. This is a guy that can put up 200 yards a game. Now Fontenot for the extra point. I don't think Fontenot was expecting to kick the extra point after 1 play. And we're tied up 7-all. This is our first man-to-man break of the game.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute. There's a flag on the play.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
How about Kevon Johnson making his name known? Got a great block from the offensive line, and he was off to the races.
Yeah, 62 yards in a flash. Gavin Fontenot set to kick. And deep receiver is not very deep. He's on the 15-yard line. Jarrison Reese.
Nice touchback there by Fontenot, not giving much of an opportunity to Church Point.
That's a very nice kick for Fontenot there. Apparently they scouted him, and he didn't have that much of a leg, and he one-hopped it to the end zone.
Coach Poole sends his starter, Luke Baudouin, back on the field. Church Point returns 8 starters on offense, 9 on defense. And really, their veteran play has led to an outstanding turnover ratio this year of 23-4. Church Point does not turn the ball over, and they force turnovers, at least 3 per game. You'll take those numbers every day of the week.
Cousin, why you dancing, cousin? Why you dancing over there, cousin? We're recording the game, cousin. Stop dancing.
So the Bears start off from the 20-yard line. Tie ball game in our district matchup. There's Brooks around the right side. He's just looking for blocks following the open man. And he's got enough for a first down.
Yeah, you can see him, Chad Brooks, the converted linebacker to running back. Had a really nice hole, ran through a couple bodies, first down yardage.
Against Marksville, he had 120 yards on the ground. This is a guy who was maybe the 3rd or 4th string tailback. He was a strong safety a year ago. Coach said he put on so much good weight, he made him a linebacker. Play action over the middle. The slot has the catch and more. Jarrison Reese, and everybody's checking out the back of his jersey. Jarrison Reese, no flags. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Church Point.
67-yard strike on a quick slant.
Second touchdown of the night for Jerrison Reese. Here's another look, Mike.
You know, thread the needle, made one quick move and just outran the defenders in the secondary.
That is the longest pass of the year for Luke Baudouin. His previous high was 63. Extra point is up, and the officials signal it good. 14-7 Church Point. Such a pretty pass over the middle, the way they drew it up. Some of the faster players are in the secondary, of course, for Northwest, but Kevon Johnson's at corner, Marquez Davis, they just caught him on an angle where they couldn't catch up.
Well, that was an RPO look, you know. We had a dive coming through, nice slant for Jerrison Reese, and he's got some speed.
Here's our updated Week 7 LA LSWA 3A poll. Jules Sumner undefeated at top. Madison Prep from Baton Rouge and Bunkie round out the top 3. Look down a couple spots, you'll see Church Point 5-1 in the top 10 in 3A. And of course, they'd love to get a win here tonight, not only to help solidify their district standing, but to improve their seeding for the upcoming playoffs. Northwest is the only team tonight that has kicked off and really put any air under the ball. Here's another attempt. Inside the 40. Picked up by Caden Miller of Northwest for a minimal gain.
Yeah, to kind of go back on the poll, 5-1. The only loss is a 36-28 loss against Marksville in Week 2 for Church Point.
Owens, Jones, and Savoy on the defensive line. Let's take a look at the offense for Northwest. Chavis back, so is Kevon Johnson. And they are happy to have their talents back. Davis, Laverne, and Young, all with great size on the boundary. And then they brought back some really talented offensive linemen, including Hayden Valmont at center. Last year an all-district player. He goes 6'3", 275 in the middle. It's one of the bigger centers you'll see. Man in motion, Jaden Lazard. This time it's a keeper for Kevon Johnson. 2 runs for him, 2 first downs.
He looks very healthy this evening. You know, they probably could have played him, the coach said last week, but they just needed to rest him a little bit with a hamstring.
You see the defensive starters for Church Point, led by Grissom, Jenkins, and Ballard at linebacker. Kylan Monroe and Blathan Citizen both with elite speed at corner for the Bears. That is, of course, brought to you by Farm Bureau. So another first down for Kevon Johnson. Going to throw over the top of the defense. Right in. Oh, it's in and out of the hands of Caden Miller. Was going to say it's right in the breadbasket.
Chavis threw a really nice touch ball right there. You know, he had broken away 10 yards down the field. He just lobbed it up, and it just went right through his hands. Tough angle looking over the shoulder, but he probably catches 9 out of 10 of those.
Justin Chavis, the brother of last year's starter Jaden, just been transferred in from J.S. Clark Leadership Academy last year. Has not been active since Week 3, so you know the Raiders fans are happy to see him back. He's also the point guard on the basketball team. Johnson looking for a block to appear. He's over midfield at the 45 and brought down. Gang tackling Kevon Johnson might be your best bet if you're Church Point.
Well, they had defenders in the hole that he was looking for, and you could see him. He kind of looked, danced a little bit, tried to find a crease. Just a short game of 2 yards.
Johnson was in the game against the Rain and slipped, pulled a hamstring. They tried to bring him back the next week, only got 2 or 3 carries against Jennings. They had to shut him down for 2 weeks. Boy, he looks healthy now. Reginald Laverne, 6'2", 190, and Jaden Jenkins, the big tight end on the outside. Rollout in and out of the hands, finishes a little bit low. That's intended for Marquez Davis. Davis, 6'4.5", 185-pound junior.
Yeah, some really tall wide receivers. I think most of them are basketball players, and you know, he tried to throw a back shoulder throw there and just didn't have enough steam on the ball.
Coach Edwards' team last year picked up their first district title in 8 years. And he will call a timeout here on 4th down, ball on the 44-yard line. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
When looking for a college, I wanted somewhere that would push me and allow me to kind of be the person I'd always wanted to be.
Everyone here kind of has this mindset of seeing the next person succeed, and I think that just creates a Southern Miss spirit.
You find what you need out of Southern Miss. What I need isn't what another student needs, but we all find something here.
You don't have to be what people have said you've been. You don't have to be what people think you are. Like, coming to Southern Miss, you can totally reinvent yourself and be who you truly feel like you are meant to be.
4th down, and the offense back out from Northwest. Tonight's district home game for the Raiders. Trailing Church Point 14-7 in the first quarter. Laverne and Cortland Young at the bottom of your screen. Marquez Davis at the top. Roll out. And this is picked off by Church Point. In and stays in the hands of Cameron Dawkins. Looks like Devin Lejeune got that one. Interception for Church Point, and on 4th down, a turnover forced by the Bears.
Good job by Lejeune. The quarterback was going to his second receiver, making a crossing pattern, and just kind of looped it out to him and didn't have enough steam on it. Lejeune steps up, and another interception for the secondary of Church Point on the season.
Cortland Young, the intended target there. You said it earlier, ball didn't quite have enough steam on it. They'll take over at the 35-yard line. Baudouin hands off to Brooks, right side, puts a shoulder down and gets about 7 yards the hard way.
Good job by the offensive lineman. They secured the corner for him. And it was the secondary that came up, had to try to make the stop. He is a load.
How about the start for Church Point? They came in 5-1, 3-0 in district play. Coach Poole and the Bears looking really sharp early here in the first quarter. Man in motion is Caden Miller. Now he comes set. It's a handoff to Brooks. There's some penetration in the backfield, and Brooks evades everybody. First down run and more for Church Point.
He just found the crease. They had him stopped in the hole they were trying to attack, and for a 225-pound running back, he's pretty nimble on his feet. First down yardage for the Bears.
The class of 2026 for Church Point has done a lot of winning. Currently, they are 28-12 over the last 3+ years, and in district play, they're 15-4. Jarrison Reese already with 2 receiving touchdowns tonight. Bottom of your screen. Don't go to Brooks. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Maybe picks up 1.5 yards.
Yeah, much better. Not much movement with the defensive lineman. Just a 1-yard gain. They came out in the first series and they threw the ball a lot. And now they're going into his ball control, take time off the clock.
Looks like man coverage. 2 wide set, bottom of your screen. Roll out by Baudouin. Looking downfield. Tipped from one receiver into the hands of Reese. How often do you see that for the first down?
they're having a tough time covering Jarrison Reese. You know, that was a small window to get that ball in.
Caden Miller was out in the flats, and the junior wide receiver did a nice job of bringing his hand down so it could find his teammate about 5 yards up the field.
Well, Reese came in as their leading receiver with 34 catches and 500 yards. He's over 100 yards by now.
Timeout called. This will be Church Point with a fresh set of downs. Our game tonight brought to you by Coca-Cola, Real Magic, and by Louisiana Army National Guard. Protect what matters. By Ochsner and the Ochsner Andrews Sports Medicine Institute, and by Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation, the voice of Louisiana agriculture. So a great start to the ball game for Church Point. 2 passing touchdowns. Their defense forces an interception. And again, one of the keys that you had was just protect the football and run the offense.
And that's exactly what they're doing. The sharp eyes of Steve Snyder down here just saw that Kevon Johnson is on the bicycle on the sidelines. Hopefully that's just to keep his leg warm and not in some therapy given by the athletic trainer.
So Baudouin comes back out on the field. Church Point has dominated this district so far. They've beaten Mamu, Iota, and Pine Prairie by a combined score of 130-19. Mike told us earlier their only loss of the year came against Marksville, and the Tigers of Marksville were undefeated until last week. That's a quality team. They lost by a touchdown. Play action to Brooks. Baudouin downfield, wide open. Reese for his 3rd touchdown catch of the night.
Very good play. I mean, there was I'm going to roll out to the right. Everybody's flowing to the right, and Reese Garrison just wheel routed out of the backfield. Nobody was within 15 yards of him.
Great shot by our handheld cameraman there, and Reese is in the end zone for the 3rd time tonight. We're in the 1st quarter, folks. So the 3-year starter, Reese, as whistles blow, a flag comes in. Reese, of course, all district a year ago, 1,000 yards all purpose.
Number 19, receiving team.
Encroachment will be half the distance. Chance maybe to go for 2 here for Church Point. With a big back like Chad Brooks, who is in the game at 23. Maybe you run power here. Big Herbert Willoughby at center. Gets down over the ball. This will be Reese in the Wildcat. Church Point gives the ball to Elijah Savoy, and he'll be brought back down. They thought the big defensive tackle could power it in, but Northwest matches their intensity.
They made some penetration through the line, and the big back could just not get started.
Carson Williams with the stop. So Church Point getting all you could ask for out of the 3-year starter, Jarrison Reese. We've seen him catching tonight, but this is a guy that averages over 9 yards a carry when you put the ball in his hand. He's electric.
His all-purpose yardage is almost over 1,000 at this point in time. Church Point has been very successful, even though they're a running team. I mean, they have 2 quarterbacks. Between both of them, they're throwing at 61% completions.
Well, special teams has been the hands team tonight for Northwest. None of these kicks have been high. Here's an opportunity for Cortland Young. He's over midfield. Let's go downstairs with Steve Snyder, who's got more.
So we are staying into the game. He was on the bike, staying loose. This is a guy who was timed at a 4.37.540 at Northwestern State. That's ridiculous speed. And if not for the injury, he'd probably already have more than 6,000 yards in his career. It might be him and Reese going back and forth all night.
Great stuff, Steve. Johnson was the district MVP a year ago. Has an offer from Lamar over in Beaumont, Texas. But Coach Edwards thinks those offers will grow as the season goes on. That's just kind of been the way things are for Northwest here up in Opelousas. Hard running by Kevon Johnson.
Yeah, a little power play right over the right tackle. 3-yard gain.
Johnson had tons of yards last year, but they really did it in the air as well. Davis and Laverne combined for 46 catches, 1,000 yards, and 17 touchdowns on the edge. Chavis, handoff to Johnson, right up the gut. He'll be about 3 yards shy of a first down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Church Point has some large defensive tackles on the field. The biggest of which was the fullback on the 2-point play, Elijah Savoy.
Yeah, goes about 6'1", 250 in his junior season, so some room to grow for him. 3 down linemen in that roving Kingston Ballard at OLB. Chavis, quick pass. That one's close to being a lateral. It's in and out of the hands of Jaden Lazar.
Yeah, just a little high there.
But I like the write-up on the play. You know, if your wide receiver holds his block, you've got some room on the edge. You could really get going. 4th down now. And that'll force Fontenot out on the field to punt.
This will be our first punt of the game.
Fontenot in his junior season. Right now, nobody back deep for Church Point. Whistles blow. Let's hear about
game.
Delay of game.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Yeah, no, that was my fault.
Devin Lejeune was ready to be back deep. But I think we'll go with Jarrison Reese, who already has 3 touchdowns in the ballgame. Reese on special teams. Looking for something to return from Fontenot. High snap. Fontenot just got his fingertips on it. That one bounces out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Kicks this away from Reese. Week 8 on the LHSAA Network Game of the Week. We're heading out to Crowley for Jennings and Notre Dame. Jennings having a great season out of the Lake Charles area. And of course, Louis Cook and the Pios of Notre Dame. Always a talented, tough team. We hope you'll join us for the Game of the Week again. Jennings, Notre Dame, next Thursday at 7 p.m.
I think that was 17 yards on that punt, you know, so that's a great field position gain for Church Point.
3 possessions, 3 touchdowns for Church Point. We're here at the back end of the first quarter. Luke Baudouin back out. 2 wide, hands off to Brooks. Follows his blocker and stays upright. He'll be about a yard shy, 9 yards on the pickup.
Chad Brooks, very, very explosive around that corner there. They're doing a good job of sealing it. 9 yards on the gain.
Last week against Ville Platte, Northwest defense held them to 99 total yards. They were just 2 of 10 on first down. The defense against Church Point, the numbers are off the charts. I mean, the Bears have really lit it up here in the first quarter. Play action to Brooks, trying to pick up a block. Baudouin in trouble. Getting pursued by Owens. Airs this one out of bounds. Giovanni Owens with a lot of pressure coming off that DN spot.
Well, that's almost the first time that Baudouin hasn't hit his steps and released the ball, except for that, that rollout fake on that touchdown pass he threw to Garrison Reese.
Baudouin was the full-time starter a year ago. Coach really loves now that he kind of takes what the defense gives him, doesn't force it. He's only thrown one pick all season. Got some spot starts as a sophomore 2 years ago. Double handoff to Reese. We said he averaged better than 9 yards a carry. Runs into a little trouble here and will be brought down inside the 45-yard line. Love the double handoff.
Well, he ran into a little trouble 20 yards down the field after he picked up the first down. Very shifty, very shifty.
Another timeout called. That'll stop our first quarter clock at 1:24 remaining. Stay with us, another man-to-man break.
At Breck Golf, our courses are your courses. A place for family and friends to come together, to enjoy the great outdoors, to work on your swing, or get in the game. It's all just minutes away. With convenient locations around the parish and online tee time bookings, it's easy to find your next hole-in-one with Breck Golf.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
That's Rob Poole of Church Point, now in his third season. One of the first things Coach Poole did at Church Point was get the numbers up. They've gone from 45 players coming into camp, now it's 80. And he hopes to bring in another 20 to 30 freshmen next year. They've only got 6 seniors graduating, Mike. They're going to be veteran next year. A handoff coming out of the timeout to Brooks. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's very strange, very uncommon to have 6 seniors on a football team, which means, obviously 71 players are coming back, not including the incoming freshmen for next year.
They certainly look like a veteran team running the ball here. Our final minute of the first quarter. Looks like Jarrison Reese is going to be called to run a little wildcat. Reese surveys the defense, hits the accelerator, and picks up 6 yards.
That was just take a snap, look for a hole, and try to accelerate. Now he's limping off the field.
Drew some contact, I think. Looks like a lower right leg for Jarrison Reese. Keep an eye on that. Clock continues to run. Play clock and the game clock are a second apart. Third down coming up. Baudouin back in. 2 wide set. Brooks brought down for a loss. Frederick Niemer, the junior, with the stop.
Very good play on Niemer's part at defensive end. He didn't let him around the corner.
So a stop by Northwest. They'll come back. Church Point with the ball and the lead up 20-7. You're watching the LHSAA Network Game of the Week.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
20-7, Church Point. Start of the second quarter here in Opelousas, Louisiana. Garrett Walbert and LHSAA Hall of Famer Mike Boyer with you on tonight's call, along with Steve Schneider. Fourth down coming up for Church Point. First possession this evening where they have not scored on Northwest. Back deep is the senior wideout Reginald Laverne, 6'2", 190. He's at about the 5-yard line. That bounces off a Northwest player and will be recovered at the 41-yard line. So the Raiders offense comes back out. And how about that first play from scrimmage? Kevon Johnson hit a home run.
62 yards on that particular play. First offensive play for Northwest.
Chase Dupree, the freshman QB, is going to come in. So Coach Edwards, to start the second quarter, will go with Dupree, who has led the way over the last 2 games with wins. The freshman has done a nice job.
Well, Coach Edwards said he's mature beyond his grade in his years. He's got a very strong arm.
Over the past 2 games, 7 touchdowns passing. Coach says he's not a big guy, but he can run. He is the quarterback of the future. Hand off to Kevon Johnson deep in their own territory. That's the safe play.
They've run that play 6 or 7 times. Just a power to the end, off the tackle. 5 yards on the gain.
Dupree,
it's one of the bread and butter plays.
Takes the call from the sideline and trots it in. Looking down from the press box, I see number 3, Justin Chavis, getting loose on the sideline, throwing the ball. He was riding the exercise bike a little earlier. See if they can get Jaden Jenkins, the big tight end, or Reginald Laverne going. Whistles blow. And a timeout called as the play clock was winding down by Northwest. There you can see Justin Chavis, whose big brother Jaden was the quarterback the last couple of years at Northwest. A couple of really good seasons, a district championship and a run to the state semifinals. Second down for Dupree and the Raiders. That's Lazard in action. Little pass over the top to Marquez Davis, and the 6'4.5" junior pulls it down. That'll move the chains.
Yeah, it's about a 12, 13-yard crossing pattern. Hit him in stride. The defender was on his hip. Well-placed pass.
Again, Davis goes about 6'4.5", 185. He has 10 Division I offers in basketball. Still looking for his first offer in football. Two wide set, full backfield. That's Lazard in motion. Little jet sweep, and the pressure by Church Point's defense blows up the play.
They did a really good job at the rush end of stopping some of the pullers, and that allowed the interior to come in and help make the tackle. Actually, a loss of a yard on that play.
Second down coming up for Northwest. Program's been around since 1991. The school opened their doors back then. Football team hit its stride under Chris Edwards. 3 trips to the state quarterfinals, and then the high water mark, that semifinal run 2 years ago. Play action to Johnson. He picks up a block. Dupree fires downfield. He's got a man open. It's Lazard. Tackled at the 25-yard line.
That's a freshman throwing a 45-yard pass in the air on a dime.
Great downfield vision by Chase Dupree. Not bad for your first completion of the evening.
You can see why he's thrown 7 touchdowns in the last 2 games.
He's got Cortland Young, number 7, at the top of the screen. Johnson, the home run hitter in the backfield. Hand off to Johnson, makes a cut. The big Landon Chavis pulls him down from behind.
You know, not much inside. He was dancing and looking for a crease.
Chavis, just a sophomore, with a solid tackle there against an all-state player. Savoy turned him back into the tackle on that play. Now they've got Jaden Lazard, bottom of your screen. The slot receiver just picked up a 45-yard snag from his freshman QB, Chase Dupree. Second down from the 25-yard line. This one's headed for the end zone. Little contact there between the defensive back and the wideout. That intended for Frederick Niemer, no flags.
Looks like a little hand fighting going down.
Here's another look.
We'll see this. Yeah, just a little bit underthrown.
I don't know if Citizen impedes his running lane, maybe a bit. Good to see Blathan Citizen back for Church Point. He had an AC sprain this season. They've kind of had him playing a little bit more on offense to ease him back in with no contact. Third down, Dupree rolls out, thinks better of it, throws over the top. This one's caught by Cortland Young. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders.
That's what Coach Edwards said. He's mature, he's calm, he's poised. That was his second or third option. Picked him up on the crossing pattern and threw a strike.
Chance to cut the lead to 6 for Gavin Fontenot. Sends this one up and through. It'll be 20-14. How about the 25-yard strike from the freshman to Cortland Young?
Some of those injuries early in the season, he had to play, Dupree because Chavis couldn't play. He got some experience, an assortment of running backs, and, it's coming back to fruition that those guys are making an impact on the field now because they are experienced. Thrown into the fire early against 2 4A and a 3A competition for them.
You just saw the freshman. How about the senior, Cortland Young, 6'1", 180, into the end zone, in between defenders. Great catch. And Coach Edwards' squad, which trailed by as much as 20-7, cuts into the lead. This is huge for Northwest playoff possibilities because if they lose here, they're looking at a 5-5 season. They might not even make the playoffs, but if they win, they're kind of in the driver's seat.
Well, if they win, they're going to get a lot of power points from Church Point with all of their victories.
Chance for them to go through the rest of their district play and pick up wins. They went 6-0 last season in district. Again, the tough start this year following 0-4. Flag flies at the very end of the kickoff. We'll hear from our white hat.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, number one of the receiving team. Half the distance to go, first down.
I think that's personal foul, blindside block is what he's calling.
That'll move the ball to the 10-yard line. Northwest has won 11 district games in a row. Their last loss in district came in 2023 against Church Point, 22-20. The seniors for the Raiders have won 17 of their last 20 district games dating back to their freshman year in 22. There you see Coach Poole looking to take that district title back to Church Point, Louisiana, right down the road. From the 10-yard line, we'll start this drive. Caden Miller with the sweep around the end, up to about the 25-yard line. That'll move the chains.
That's Caden Miller's first carry this evening.
Timeout for an injured player.
And he went down pretty hard.
Timeout for an injured player.
Mouthpiece. We will step aside for another man-to-man break.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
15-yard run by Caden Miller. Went down hard at the end of the play, but good to see him back up under his own power. He'll get some treatment on that far sideline. Fresh set of downs. Ball up to the 25. Rush on the outside. Dalen Leger. Here's another look at it, Mike. Yeah, brought down pretty hard. And look at that, quickly back in the game for the junior, Caden Miller. One score affair here, under 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Looks like the defensive line with a staggered front, trying to slow down the rushing attack of Church Point. That's Brooks again on the carry for Church Point. Big number 67, Hayden Valmont, who also lines up at center, getting some reps on defense for Northwest. Third down coming up. We'll see if Baudouin is passing here. They need just at 5 yards to move the chains. It'll be Brooks to the short side of the field, stays in, spins, and this depends on the spot, but I think he picked up the first down.
Looks like he did. I mean, he's a freight train when he rounds that corner.
Followed the blocking of 56, Brant Lejeune. and got the first down. One of the unique things about Church Point, Coach Poole said his team has benefited from a 4-day school week. That's right, in Acadia Parish, the teachers and students have Monday off. Pass out to the flats. Reese makes one man miss, and he scampers forward for another first down. They only attend classes, Mike, Tuesday through Friday, and that gives them time to catch up on homework, go to doctor's visits, even get a haircut to start the week. They still practice on Monday, but a 4-day school week.
Yeah, instead of like, your 8 to 2:30, it's 7:30 to 3:30 that they're in class, so that, the coaches don't get their athletes until after 3:30. But all the public schools in this parish and Evangeline Parish, the neighboring parish, does the same thing in their public education.
That is unique, and Coach Poole said he never wants to work 5 days again. Baudouin down the field, caught inside the 30-yard line. Wow. Caden Miller back in the game with a sensational catch. Wow, they're going to rule this one down. We'll have to take a couple of looks at this one, but right now the officials who are conferring are saying it's not a catch. That ball is moving while he makes contact and comes out. Good catch by the officials.
And good catch by the replay.
There you go.
If all those fans could actually see.
Would have had them knocking on the red zone instead. Second down and 8 coming up for Church Point. It is crucial that we do have replay for all of the state championship games in the Louisiana Superdome. Make sure that the plays are called at the highest moment. I don't know how long it would take or how soon we could maybe have replay in games, but that would be a huge outlay of funds. The double handoff again, this time Miller is over the 50-yard line and just shy of the first down, but you'd have to have so many schools taking on the cost of not only cameras, camera operators, replay equipment. You got to have everybody show up for every home game.
They just don't have the resources. They don't have the press boxes to be able to do that. There are those schools that can. The schools that are streaming games and using replay for streams, they could do all that.
Maybe a shot to implement it for games that are televised. Ooh, this one's in and out of the hands of Baudouin. He falls on it, and this will be a loss. Recovers a fumble. Fourth down coming up for Church Point. The handoff to Miller just wasn't successful. Oh no, Miller's shoulder knocked it out on a passing play. So 2 possessions in a row for Church Point without any points after scoring their first 3 to start the ballgame. Nice job by Northwest to put them in that position.
Reginald Laverne deep to receive this punt.
This one bounds away inside the 20-yard line. The High School Spotlight is in its 3rd season and airs live on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on the LHSAA Network live channel. The High School Spotlight features all the top stories in high school athletics from around the state in all LHSAA sports. Tune in every week and see what Taylor Nettle and the crew have produced on the High School Spotlight. So Church Point punts it away. And back in the game, freshman QB Chase Dupree of Northwest. He threw a 25-yard dart to Cortland Young, who got in the end zone.
So, Coach Edwards is the offensive coordinator, so I think he is going to want that freshman with the strong arm in the game.
Kevon Johnson slowed down by Elijah Savoy and Jeremiah Boyd. Let's take a look at what they did last drive. Pass to Marquez Davis. Lazard with the long catch over the middle. And on maybe a busted play, at least a rollout.
Yeah, Cortland Young on that. You know, I think it was his second or third option.
Second down from the 17. Showing the speed is Kevon Johnson. Gets up to about the 22-yard line on the run over left side. A little over 3 minutes remaining. Northwest on this drive could potentially tie it or take the lead.
Kevon Johnson's had a little more success running the ball to the outside, attacking outside the offensive tackle than he has been any success going through the off-tackle plays. Speed kills.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if they can put it on display here. Coming in is Marquez Davis, number 2. Wildcat to Davis. Grabbed by the shoulders and slung down by Landon Chavis. There's Justin Chavis of Northwest on the sideline.
That's one of the keys to the game, get them off the field after third down.
I'm really impressed by the sophomore Landon Chavis. He's made some plays at the line of scrimmage, forces fourth down. And now Church Point, if they can get a wobbly punt or do something here, might be able to add to their lead. Jerrison Reese is back deep. That takes a roll, and the Northwest fans were hoping that this one would be fielded a little bit further down the field. It was looking that way. John Ryan Freeman picks it up a little early. 1:42 remaining. And Coach Edwards with a teachable moment there.
Well, he's teaching the sophomore to, let the ball roll until it stops. It's kind of a common statement to tell your punt returner that if you let the ball hit the ground, it's going to average 15 yards down the field.
So 1:42 remaining in the first half. 3 wide man in the backfield is Chad Brooks, who's had a nice night. Pressure. Little screen pass to Brooks. He picks up some late downfield blocking. Gets over the 35, slung down at the 30-yard line. Chad Brooks with a long run. No flags.
Around 35 yards on that. Very good job of getting in space and using his eyes to pick up potential blockers and look for the openings. 225-pound load.
Clock continues to run, just over a minute remaining. Ball on the 30. Play action, no. Puts this in the belly of Brooks. Tries to run up the middle. And this is a little long for field goal range for Church Point. And Coach Poole will call a timeout. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Coca-Cola, Real Magic. By Louisiana Army National Guard. Baudouin out of the timeout. Throws for the end zone to Reese, and that one is smartly rocked away. How about Jermaine Clark, the sophomore, with eyes in the back of his head? Clock is still running, even though it was an incomplete pass. Now they stop it. Here's another look, Mike.
Very good. Very good job. He didn't even turn his head back. He looked at the receiver put his hands up, and he just deflected the ball.
Saved what probably was the 4th touchdown catch of the night for Jerrison Reese.
And that was the gentleman that the coach had a little conversation with on the punt.
Makes a nice play. Back out on the field. Ball at the 29-yard line. Gets some pressure, reverses course, throws down the field. It's caught out of bounds. That'll bring up 4th down.
Really good defensive play.
That intended for Wesley Kirkpatrick.
Riley Castile on the coverage there, you know, he was just kind of bodied up and gave him no room in bounds to make that catch.
Castile, the senior defensive back, kind of forced him to the boundary. So now
they've kicked one field goal this year at 29 yards.
I think here you're looking at maybe a 50-50 ball. Just throw something into the end zone and maybe go to the half happy. Top of your screen, Jerrison Reese, along with DeMarcus Boast. Late substitution. No, that's going to be a timeout called, the last one of the half by Rob Poole and Church Point. We'll remind you, our game tonight brought to you by Coca-Cola, Real Magic, and by Louisiana Army National Guard. Protect what matters, by Ochsner and the Ochsner Andrews Sports Medicine Institute, and by Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation, the voice of Louisiana agriculture. All right, Mike, coming out of this timeout, you've got 1 down. You need to get the ball 30 yards into the air to the end zone. What kind of play are you running here?
I'm going to throw the ball to number 13.
I think that's what Northwest is expecting too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Jerrison Reese tonight already with 3 receiving touchdowns, and all of them came in the first quarter. Church Point, though, has been stopped on defense 2 possessions in a row by the Raiders. What a start tonight for Luke Baudouin and Jerrison Reese, both seniors for the Bears. 4th down from the 29-yard line. Doesn't really look like a prevent defense for Northwest. Got 4 men on the line, 2 linebackers. See if they can get a little coverage on those wide receivers at the top of your screen. Baudouin tosses it down the field, and it's knocked away. Almost an interception by Reginald Laverne, but 3 possessions in a row. Church Point comes up empty against Northwest.
Good defensive play there. Jerrison Reese was in the slot, did a 15 out. Ball was a little high, and the defender just took it out of his hands.
You called the play. Throw it up to Reese.
Yep.
Northwest with 21 seconds remaining, down by 6. I'm thinking maybe back in the starting quarterback.
Chavis is back in.
Maybe you see if Kevon Johnson can hit another home run. Started off the ball game with a 62-yard touchdown gallop. They'll go with Jaden Lazard, number 13, bottom of your screen. Man in motion is Reginald Laverne. And Coach Edwards, bottom of your screen, is unhappy. They sent in the play, couldn't get it run. And now they don't have a timeout. So they were not looking to just concede the first half down by 6.
No. I think they were looking to get the ball down the field.
Northwest, coming into the season, lost 8 starters on defense, including the district MVP, Curtis Harrison. Coach Edwards told us, we knew we were going to have to lean on the offense, and then we lost our quarterback. Then we lost our running back. You don't quite have the rhythm that you would expect. They ended up kind of scheduling up, playing a 4A squad, a 5A team. They lost their opener at Eunice close, 16-14. But again, they had a couple of losses decided by 5 points. Now they're trying to find that rhythm, and Justin Chavis back in. Johnson in the backfield. From the 28-yard line. Hand off to Johnson. Turns the corner, left side. Gets out of bounds. He's about 1 yard shy of a first down.
got him to the edge, and a smart move, a smart football move to run out of bounds. Got what he could get, ran out of bounds, stopped the clock with 17 seconds.
Back in, Chase Dupree, the freshman quarterback. If you're Church Point here, just don't leave any open angles for Johnson to squirt through. Passing play. Dupree loads up, goes down the field, intercepted by Church Point. The Bears and Blathan Citizen force their second turnover of the game.
Second interception of the game for Church Point. I think Dupree and Laverne had a different concept of where the ball was going. And I see Coach Edwards having a nice teachable moment on the sidelines.
No timeouts left for either team. 11 and a half seconds left on the clock. They've got the big man, Landon Chavis, the sophomore defensive end back there. They will kneel out the rest of this clock. And our first half will come to a close here in Opelousas with Northwest trailing district rival Church Point 20-14. We've got a great halftime on tap for you on the LHSAA network. Steve Schneider down on the sidelines, looking to talk with Rob Poole, whose team came out and scored on their first 3 possessions. Really impressed with what they did, but then Northwest defense finally found an answer. Let's go down with Steve and Coach.
Rob Poole with me, and Coach, nice start against a good team on the road, although I have to wonder, what were you thinking when number 0 and Black took that first carry?
Thought we were going to have to score 100 points.
That's certainly what it felt like. But your quarterback and Lucky 13, what can you say about them?
They've been solid all year. We've done a good job of getting some time to throw it with our offensive line. We're still in a read progression, but we're finding Jerrison open on some things. Some of it is dialed up to him, and some of it is just by chance. But he's a good athlete. He makes catches in space, and he's good with the ball after catch.
Convey to the fans what it was like. You had 13 freshmen and sophomores starting last year. At home, these guys took you to the woodshed. I'm sure there's some redemption involved because these guys have grown up.
No, last year, you just have to be patient with young kids, but they're going to grow up, so I think we've done that a little bit.
I think you've seen it tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
Good luck in the second half. Thank you. Back up to you.
Church Point with a 20-14 lead at Northwest. Don't go anywhere. Halftime ready to roll when we return on the LHSAA Network Game of the Week.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
The start of school means the start of new sports seasons, which unfortunately can mean injuries. Too often, sports injuries are treated with opioids, leading to addiction among our youth. And drug addictions can cause overdoses and deaths. If you're injured, ask your doctor for medicines and therapies that don't use opioids. And if you're struggling with opioid addiction, we can offer treatment. Opioid addiction is a losing game. You can help. Learn more at realhelpvr.com. That's realhelpvr.com.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger. than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Back at halftime here in Opelousas, Church Point with a 20-14 advantage on the home-sitting Northwest Raiders. Earlier this week, our LHSAA Network reporter Spencer Barrett filed a feature on cross country. Let's take a look at Spencer's work.
The 50th annual Catholic High Invitational, rightfully named after the legendary Pete Boudreau, still in attendance to this day and cheering on the Bears. The weather was cool and the course was in great shape for some quick times. The winner for the boys' side was Brennan Robin with a time of 15:09, currently the top time in the state. The Parkway Junior made the long trip from Shreveport worth it.
I went out and it was pretty hot, but just led for most of the race until about the second mile, and Tyler passed me for a little bit, but I just, dug deep at the end and just got past him, got my kick in, and won the race, so I was happy about that. This is not the end result. There's a lot more to come. I'm still in full training, so this race I'm not running on fresh legs, but I'm still running PRs and stuff. So there's many seconds to take off, and I just want to keep winning. So yeah.
Following behind him was three-time defending state champ Tyler Blissett from Highland Baptist. Blissett in his senior year looking to go for the four-peat at state.
It went well. The plan going in was just to stay with the front with the leaders and just go from there, and I felt like I executed well. I'm hoping to win state again, of course, but just keep progressing and get faster. So.
And in the team standings, the lowest score going to the Brother Martin Crusaders and Coach Drew Harrow. Coach Harrow proud of the way his boys competed on the day to bring home first place.
This is a course, we run it a few times a year. Some of our guys, this was the first time for some of our top guys to run it today. And you know what you're going to get out of the course. And so year to year, it's super reliable. And like you said, you get some of the state's best every year. So it's a great data point for where we are this time of the year when we know we have about 5 weeks left to go.
On the girls' side, it was a tight race, but Parkview Baptist junior Lucy Kramer came out on top with a time of 18:01, just beating out Grace Keene from North Shore.
Yeah, I was really proud of my race. Last time I said I went out a little quick, so this time I went out a little smoother and then just tried to build into the race. And it was a really fun race with those girls right with me, and it pushed me, and I was really pleased with my time and my PR.
A special runner-up finish for Keene, who is out to celebrate her mom's birthday on the course.
Today was a really good race. I love competing with the faster girls. They really pushed me. I love pacing behind Lucy and Emma and all of them. We all push each other, so it's really awesome to compete with some of the best in the state. So it definitely brings the best out of us. I really love her so much. She means everything. She really has always supported me ever since I was a little kid. I ran with her growing up a little bit and community runs and all that, so I just really want to show some gratitude to her.
And leading the way in the team standings, none other than the Stickers from St. Joseph's. Mark LaHaye's squad continues their dominance at Highland Road Park.
They have been. We work to try to improve every week, and they were real excited about this meet. They all had, personal goals, where they wanted to place, where they wanted for time, and that kind of thing. With Catholic having the 3-mile marker, that really incentivized them to not just have the 5K time, so it was exciting for them to have a real 3-mile time too. And they all exceeded expectations, every one of them.
But the man with his face on the medals, Pete Boudreau, helped build Louisiana cross country into what it is today. We asked some of the coaches what Coach Boudreau means to them.
Well, Coach Boudreau, he's been pretty instrumental in my entire career. I first met him in 99, 2000 when I was coaching at Our Lady of Mercy. And, he was very supportive. Granted, the boys in my school went to his school, so that was a plus. But then my son ran for Coach Boudreau. So I've got a son that graduated Catholic High, ran for Coach Pete. So, I got to see both sides of it, a coaching mentor as well as, the coach of my son. So it was really cool.
Well, I feel a little spoiled because in some of my time as a college student at LSU, on the back end of my career, I volunteered with his program for a semester and got to learn from him a little bit and kind of see how he does things. And man, that was, as a young coach who's getting into the game, it was really nice to just see that he is as sincere as he comes across on the outside. Just watching him, his daily goings on, and what a faithful man, a prayerful man, and all of that just emanates the culture, the program, and nothing but respect for Coach Boudreaux. And it's always fun to see him out here. And he's like, it's in his mannerisms. Hey man, how you doing? It's timeless.
So I visited with Pete this morning, and I have a young assistant coach that used to run for me, and she goes, Coach, that's going to be you in 10 or 15 years. And I was like, that man has over 40 state titles. That is never going to be me. And so he's just a legend. And I think the coolest thing about him that people don't understand is when I started getting into coaching, he didn't know me at all, and I would just call Catholic High. He was the counselor. And he would answer the phone, he would take my questions, he would guide me. Like, he has picked me out over all these years, only see me once or twice a year, and always ask, how's the family? He knows things about me and my life. And, I mean, just to be somebody that's that invested, not in just his own team, but in everybody in the sport, is just amazing. Like, that's somebody we should all try to emulate.
Reporting for the LHSA Network, I'm Spencer Verrett.
At Breck Golf, our courses are your courses. A place for family and friends to come together to enjoy the great outdoors, to work on your swing, or get in the game. It's all just minutes away. With convenient locations around the parish and online tee time bookings, it's easy to find your next hole-in-one with Breck Golf.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard. Part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
The LHSAA Network TV app features a 24/7 live channel as well as on-demand content with all the high school sports you want, and it's totally free. The app is available for download on TV-connected devices, including Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. It's the only place where every day is game day. Download the LHSAA Network TV app today.
A beautiful night in St. Landry Parish. It's 20-14 Church Point over Northwest. Halftime rolls here. Let's take a look now at this week's Pick Six by Steve Schneider.
Our Week 6 Pick Six starts with number 1 of the Warriors of Hamilton Christian, prize recruit Javon Vital, who we first met at the Basketball State Championships and showed plenty of these moves, leading his team to a 55-13 blowout in a big matchup with Grand Lake. Pick 2 features 2 receivers, including another hoop star who just started playing football at Marksville. Check out number 5, Armani Benjamin, and number 4, Trez Davis of West Monroe. Benjamin, double covered, still gets a foot down, although they dropped a basketball-like decision to Gina 62-46. And all Davis did with the Rebels' huge home win over Ash, knocking the Trojans from the ranks of the unbeaten, was pile up 284 all-purpose yards, playing with a cast on his wrist on one of the biggest stages we'll see in the boot all season until we get to the Superdome. From big stages to big man touchdowns, our pick 3, how about 290-pound defensive lineman Big Rod Johnson hauling in a TD pass in the waning moments of Parkway's thrilling win over Airline, 48-43. Pick 4 is all about quarterback play, picking out receivers wearing 4 and 5. Evangel's Peyton Pop Houston piled up 71 points at the expense of Captain Shreve, which was coming off a 10-point win over Airline. DeMarcus Evans and Charlie Abraham getting plenty of credit for getting themselves open, hauling in those grabs, and getting into the end zone. Country Day quarterback Hudson Wright finding 4, Curtis McAllister, the sophomore son of St. Star Deuce McAllister, and Kellen Brewer, who wears number 5 and dad coaches the Pelican, on his way to a second straight 7-touchdown passing game for a 57-22 win over Cohen. Wright missed the first 2 games of the season, but just like he missed the first 2 chances to handle this snap, he's recovered just fine on this play and 23 others, accounting for 24 TD passes in just 4 games. Pick 5, Alan Shaw III, the junior at the helm of the Shaw Eagles, leading a first-half offensive explosion against a very stout St. James defense, tossing a touchdown pass after setting it up with his legs, then going back to the well with another slashing run for a Shaw TD. They were up 21-0 early second quarter and held on to beat the Wildcats 24-20. And from one number 6 to another number 6, we go for pick 6. Ruston's Bearcats were ready for unbeaten Ouachita Parish, but they might not have conquered the 5-0 Lions without a huge target, Ahmad Hudson, starting to return to health after being sidelined by injury, setting up a touchdown on one play and then towering over a would-be defender to take it across the goal line. Ruston edging the Lions by a touchdown, 21-14. With the Week 6 Pick 6, I'm Steve Schneider.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
When looking for a college, I wanted somewhere that would push me and allow me to kind of be the person I'd always wanted to be.
Everyone here kind of has this mindset of seeing the next person succeed, and I think that just creates a Southern Miss spirit.
You find what you need out of Southern Miss. What I need isn't what another student needs, but we all find something here.
You don't have to be what people have said you've been. You don't have to be what people think you are. Like, coming to Southern Miss, you can totally reinvent yourself and be who you truly feel like you are meant to be.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard. Part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
Halftime coming to a close at the LHSAA Network Game of the Week. Church Point up 20-14 after 2 quarters of play. Garrett Walbert and Mike Boyer with you tonight. Mike, what an incredible start to the ball game for Jerrison Reese and Luke Baudouin of Church Point. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns.
Well, it's been outstanding. He's not only caught the ball for 3 touchdowns, he's run the ball extremely well for Church Point, and he's the go-to guy this evening.
Let's see how they got it all started. Take a look at some highlights from tonight's game, the first 2 quarters of play. Again, Reese with that little pass and the pickup running for the side. And just got them on the board early. Really impressive to see how much wiggle he's got. Gets into the end zone here for the first touchdown of the night, and then Kevon Johnson.
Kevon Johnson didn't play the last couple of weeks with an injury. 62 yards on his first carry.
Interception. This one's reeled in by Devin Lejeune of Church Point, and then Reese again.
Yes, that was his
30 yards, making it look easy. Some pressure in the backfield by that vaunted defensive line of Northwest, and then they go over the top with their freshman quarterback, Dupree. Dupree's looking for Cortland Young. He'll catch it in traffic and stride into the end zone to cut the lead 20-14. Our first half stats brought to you by Coca-Cola. Mike, not a big disparity in rushing yards there. The passing yards favored Church Point. First downs, though, Church Point staying on the field a little bit more on their drives.
They are. We don't see exactly how many plays they've run between the two of them, but Church Point has dominated the time on the clock, the possessions. That first quarter was like 42 minutes on your wristwatch, and that second quarter was half that time. I mean, it just went really quick because everything was running the football.
Let's go down to Steve with more.
Guys, I talked to Coach Edwards, and he's not just the head coach, as Mike has pointed out. He's the offensive coordinator. He made that change at quarterback. They weren't executing. His quarterback is a little gimpy, but he said he's going with the freshman. He's going to ride him, see how far he can take this team in the second half.
That's great stuff, Steve. And the last 2 weeks, Dupree, the freshman, has thrown for 7 touchdowns, and they've come away with 2 very important wins, both in district play. Now you're going to put it in the hands of a guy who can't drive yet, maybe 14, 15 years old, with your season on the line.
Well, he told us that he's very mature, he's very poised on the field, he trusts his decision making, and he's going to go with him.
From the 28-yard line, Laverne falls forward, picks up a couple of extra yards, and Northwest is in business. There you see Chase Dupree back out on the field. And, of course, you've got a great QB in Justin Chavis ready if he needs to come in. But for Northwest, 2 turnovers really stun your ability to get back into the end zone. Protect the ball here, run your offense. They'll be right back in this game.
Church Point's keys to the game was protect the ball, and they have done a great job of that.
Marquez Davis, 6'4.5" receiver at the bottom of your screen, lined up next to Jaden Lazard. Looks like it'll be Dupree airing it out. 3-man rush for Church Point. Johnson's in motion. Dupree in and out of the hands of the intended target. Trying to get that was Reginald Laverne.
Yeah, he hit his third step. He put it out there. It is waist high, a catchable ball.
Looks like he kind of tried to catch that with his body instead of his hands in stride. Second down coming up. Ball on the 38-yard line.
I'm really impressed with Dupree when he hits his mark, and he unloads it.
4 down linemen. They expect the run by Johnson, and they can't stop him. Picks up 6+ yards on the rush. 3rd down coming up.
3rd down and 4. Let's call it 4. Could be a long 3.
As a freshman and a sophomore, Kevon Johnson rushed for over 2,000 yards both year, 1,800 a year ago. He ended up missing the last playoff game, because of an ankle injury. He might have gone over 2,000 yards 3 years in a row. Very talented back for Northwest. Westgate beating Rain 48-0 at the half. We'll give you some scores from around the state. Nice shimmy by Johnson. Splits 2 defenders and heads to the boundary for a 1st down run.
He showed some tremendous moves right there.
Johnson had 10 carries for 107 yards in the first half. I think they're going to continue to go to him and mix in a nice mix of passing. Evangel beating Benton 42-0 at the half. Some Thursday night action.
A lot of people getting home early tonight with a running clock.
You're right about that. Johnson bulldozes forward. If it's not broken, you don't have to fix it. And from the area, Westlake leading Iota 28-7. Make that 21-7 for Westlake. We did a game of the week last year. It was that game, Westlake and Iota. That's an awesome spot to go catch a football in small town Louisiana.
Yes, indeed.
Two really good programs. Second down, play action to Johnson. Made a little contact early there, but no flag called on the cornerback, Kylan Monroe. Check this breakup. It's like the two receivers ran into each other.
Well, one of them was supposed to be blocked by the split end, who just didn't take care of his business. I'm sure we're in 4-down territory here.
Dupree hands off to Johnson, makes a cut. He's trying to get up to the 28-yard line, and he's close. But 4th down and 1 coming up. Church Point got a stop by Hayden Lejeune. Lejeune, a freshman in the ball game. He'll head out to the sideline, get a quick breather. Jarrison Reese for Church Point. 5 catches for 81 yards, a couple touchdowns in the first quarter. Defense for Church Point trying to get a 4th down stop. This will be a power run. Kevon Johnson on 4th down. Follows a wall of blockers, finds a seam, and Johnson is inside the 20 for a 1st down.
A little wildcat with it, with their best athlete.
Don't let him get that second step, because if he gets that second step, boy, he's gone.
Church Point's dominated. We said the time of possession, the more offensive plays. But Northwest is driving, and with an extra point, they're going to take the lead.
Dupree back in at quarterback. 2 wide, bottom of your screen. Man at the top is Laverne. In action. That's Young. They'll hand off to Johnson again, trying to get up to the 10-yard line. 2nd down coming up for the Raiders.
I'm really impressed with Johnson, obviously. There wasn't a lot of blocking going on that last play, and you could see him. He kept sidestepping, he kept looking and dancing, trying to find a crease, and then boom, hit that 4.375 speed.
Yep. Tough to get your hands on him. Tough to bring him down. 2nd down. Dupree to the front of the goal line. Caught in the hands of Marquez Davis, and we're tied up at 20.
Nice slant.
2nd passing touchdown of the night for the rookie, Chase Dupree.
But I don't think I'd call him a rookie anymore. That's 9 touchdown passes in the last 3 games. A seasoned freshman.
Raiders with a chance to take the lead, 8 minutes remaining in the 3rd. And Northwest is on top for the first time this evening. Mike, it looks like the gamble to go with the freshman at quarterback paid off.
Well, Coach Edwards, he knows his players, and as we said earlier, he had so many injuries. He had to call upon so many players to either step on the field before their time or to step in the field and play another position because they needed them to, and they're all healthy now, and so he has an assortment of ways to attack you.
Starting this fall on Sundays at 6:30, catch Game Changers, which showcases the athletes and coaches making waves in Louisiana high school sports. And don't forget to watch archived episodes on demand on the LHSAA Network TV app. Great program, Sundays at 6:30. Little shout out there by Chase Dupree. This past Sunday, Mike, you were a guest on Game Changers.
I was.
with Spencer Barrett. All right, we're ready to kick things off here. Northwest on top, 21-20. Nice deep kick fielded at the 5-yard line by Jerrison Reese. Reese in coverage, brought down after a modest gain. Tackle made by Giovanni Owens. So a big moment for Church Point, who scored on their first 3 possessions and then were stonewalled on their next 3, trailing for the first time tonight.
Well, very successful for Northwest on their opening drive of the second half. Took it to the length of the field. A lot of Kevon Johnson on the ground, and Dupre just throwing some really accurate passes.
They'll put this into the belly of Chad Brooks. Bruises his way forward. They'll say he picked up 3 yards. A couple of recent seasons really put Church Point on the map. They won their first 9 games in a row in 2022, including a 50-8 beatdown against Northwest. They lost in their season finale to Iota. They finished 10-2 overall. Made a change at coach. Coach Poole has come in and certainly has them in great position here in 2025. Odwan pitches out. Brooks waiting for the blockers. Brought down hard at the sideline. Pretty good downfield blocking there. Gives Brooks a couple of extra yards.
And that's when you try to tackle a bruiser, you try to get down around their knees, and that's exactly what Reginald Laverne did.
Yeah, if you're going high against a bruiser, your collarbones are at risk. Bodwan. Ooh, big hole through the middle for Brooks, and that'll move the sticks. First down run for Brooks, and a little lanyap after that.
Oh, yes, a very, very big hole. I think I could have ran through that. I don't know that I could have made the other yardage that he ran, but.
So Bodwan brings the offense back to the line, up to the 44. Reese with 3 touchdowns tonight, bottom of your screen. That defensive line is coming for Northwest. Handoff, this ball intended for Blathan Citizen, and he's brought down for no gain.
Frederick Niemer and Michael Richard on the stop. You see a little more life with the Northwest Raiders on the sidelines, certainly in the grandstands. They're reacting to every play.
The 2-time All-District defensive end, Giovanni Owens, with the stop. Coach said he's an energy player for them, 3-year starter. This is Brooks in the backfield. It's play action, toss over the middle, easy catch to the tight end, Wesley Kirkpatrick. They drew that one up well. On second down,
yeah, you can see a little play action. And just hit him right where the linebacker stepped up is where they hit him. That's Kirkpatrick's first reception tonight.
Church Point with the ball at the 43-yard line of Northwest. Under 5 minutes remaining in the third. And a team that has, for decades, run the wing T is a little more passing-based. They have certainly been good at connecting tonight. The keeper by Luke Bodwan.
And it looked like that was a keeper all the way.
Bodwan will get first down on the plunge.
Showing a little power there at the end of that run. 2nd and inches.
Well, the official made the movement that it was a first down, but it will be 2nd down and less than 1. And now some Wildcat action for Reese. Will he tuck it and run? Tries to go wide, cuts back up the field, and Reese is off. He's at the 20, picks up the first down, and will be tackled at about the 16-yard line. He put that foot down and made a move.
Well, when you run Wildcat, that's what you want to have. Someone that can run wild like that. Showed a lot of moves.
Hayden Valmont with the tackle.
And
quick timeout. Stay with us, though. Our man-to-man timeout.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Back in action, and Brooks with the handoff.
Yeah, he was met in the hole by number 7-2, Justin Manuel.
Brooks
lost a 2 on the play.
Brooks was a big part of the reason that Church Point had 126 yards rushing in the first half. Line comes set, 2nd and 11 coming up for Church Point. Out of Acadia Parish, a town of 4,500 near Crowley. Baudouin's pass is caught to Reese. He's inside the 10, spins, knocks off one player and falls in towards the 5-yard line.
Nice slant. After a little play action there, and he's deceptively strong in there. He actually lost the ball and recovered it at the very end.
He was not down.
He was not down.
But does recover inside the 5. 1st and goal coming up for Church Point, trying to take the lead back. Brooks follows his blocker, makes a cut, falls into the end zone. Touchdown, Church Point.
Yeah, big boy time with Brooks.
Brooks, 185 pounds a year ago. Now 5'11", 215, and running the rock for the Bears. Got a nice block. Gets into the end zone behind Blaze Bork. Now with a
going for the 2-point conversion.
a thought by Baudouin. And some late pressure by Northwest's line. Marcus Sam stops the 2-point conversion. (26-21), Church Point back on top.
Well, Church Point answered. You know, Northwest takes the lead and drove it down the field, mostly on the ground. Went for 2 to make up for the.
You see Brooks talking with his head coach, Rob Poole. Poole grew up in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Actually, played for his father growing up, Leslie Poole. He'll be inducted into the Mississippi Coaches Hall of Fame next year. His dad was a high school coach for 26 years, racked up over 180 wins. So 2 back deep for Northwest. This one heads for the sidelines of Church Point, and great field position coming for Northwest.
Illegal kick out of bounds by the kicking team. Northwest chooses to have the 5-yard penalty marked off from where it was kicked and re-kick.
I think we'll go ahead and re-kick the ball here for Church Point. So Seth Alamaw, the coaching staff chooses to re-kick here or take yards at the end of the play. They think he can get a better boot into it this time. He was all-district honorable mention a year ago, and on the season, 2 of 3 in field goals.
Well, 5-yard penalty on that kicking out of bounds. So now they'll kick from the 35.
The way Church Point is running and possessing the ball, you would think maybe just 2 or 3 possessions left for Northwest, and they've got to make the most of them. Fielded at the 15-yard line. Lazard has it, makes a turn. He's got blockers. Lazard up the near sideline, has to stay on his feet. He recovers, and he's in the end zone. No flags. Northwest back on top.
No flag, 85-yard kickoff return.
Great decision by Coach Edwards to take the penalty. Lazard pays it off. Almost had a sniper taken down right around the 25-yard line, but the junior stays up and kick returns it into the end zone. So Northwest back up 27-26. That'll bring the crowd to life here.
That was a brief 8-second lead.
Oh, gosh. So Kevon Johnson and the crew will burn a timeout.
Well, it looks like they want to go for 2 to make it 28-21 to give themselves a 7-point lead.
Let's go down with Steve, who's got a little bit more on the band.
Well, I was hoping they'd be playing. I don't know if we can get them to play or not, but you mentioned Acadia Parish doesn't go to school on Monday. Well, this week they don't go on Friday either. It's the Rice Festival. That's the reason they're playing this game on Thursday, which we're grateful for. And this band, which is fantastic, next Saturday you have a battle of the bands. 11 bands in all will compete here and see who takes it all.
Such a huge part of the high school atmosphere. They have been awesome tonight. Johnson looking to pass, goes back across the grain, and that's caught. The 2-point conversion, and Northwest goes up 29-26. Into the hands of Caden Jenkins, the junior.
Yeah, they're running the Wildcat. Nice little throw by Kevon Johnson. Connects with Caden Jenkins.
Jenkins was kind of just like the lonely end. They didn't account for him. He literally walked from his position on the line into the back of the end zone. The Northwest Band here in Opelousas rocking now. Like Steve said, the Rice Festival coming up on Friday. Big event, lots of live music, lots of great food. And then the Battle of the Bands in 2 weeks' time.
Caden Jenkins' first reception on the season.
Wow, perfect timing for it. Again, both these teams undefeated in district. Northwest trying to overcome that 0-4 start. They've won 2 in a row, both in league play. A win here today puts them in the driver's seat at 3-0 and hangs the first loss on Church Point, who's 3-0 in the league standings. Fielded by Reese inside the 5. Can he answer with a kickoff return of his own? No, Northwest has him in coverage for the stop. Such a tight-knit community here at Northwest. All the good vibes stemming from the football program with the game of the week in town. Back in 2023, this squad went 7-3 in the regular season, and Mike, they were the number 22 seed in the playoffs, but that didn't stop them. They pulled 3 upsets of higher-rated squads.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 41 of the return team. 10 yards from spot of the foul, first down, Church Point.
So you see the flag, illegal block in the back.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for Church Point.
Northwest did not have their starting quarterback in that game against Assumption. They were down 8 late, came back to win it in overtime. Craig Malvo came in for Jaden Chavis. This ball might still be live and in and out of the hands of Reese. The whistle blows it dead. Another look. No, that's a forward pass.
Uncharacteristically not caught by Reese.
So Church Point trailing by a field goal now. 2nd down coming up. Ball just shy of the 20-yard line. Bodwan sees double pressure. Little screen pass to Brooks. Brooks stays up, tiptoes down the sideline, and picks up 20 yards.
That's the 2nd screen pass that they've thrown to Brooks and have been very successful with.
The line to gain is the 45. They've got a fresh set of downs, and Brooks in the backfield. Handoff, Brooks cuts back up the middle. Trying to evade Marcus Sam, who eventually brings him down with a little help from his friend.
Well, it took several of them to bring him down. See, 70 made the initial block, didn't let him turn the corner. Came back and made another block. Slade Steely
Both teams giving that all-out effort here. A minute remaining in the 3rd. Reese in the slot. And the receivers took off before the ball was snapped. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Illegal snap. Number 58. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That looked like a miscommunication in the huddle when they called the play.
So an illegal snap. They'll put that one on Herbert Willoughby, the 6'3" junior.
Great pickup on the camera.
Man in motion is Caden Miller. Bodwan. Pressure from behind. He'll be ridden down by Giovanni Owens. The senior is fired up.
Well, Coach Edwards said Owens is kind of the hype guy on the team, the edge rusher.
That'll bring up 3rd down and very long, probably need at least 9 yards as time runs out on the 3rd quarter. Very compelling game coming out of the half. 2 touchdowns for Northwest to take the lead, 29-26 over Church Point. 4th quarter on deck when we return on the LHSAA Network Game of the Week.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
The LHSAA Network TV app features a 24/7 live channel as well as on-demand content with all the high school sports you want, and it's totally free. The app is available for download on TV-connected devices, including Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. It's the only place where every day is game day. Download the LHSAA Network TV app today.
The start of the fourth quarter, and it is electric here in Opelousas. Northwest has scored 2 touchdowns in a row to start the half, and Coach Chris Edwards, his team leading by 3, trying to get a couple more stops on defense. Edwards grew up in the Lafayette area. After graduation, he signed with Nelson Stokely at UL, later transferred to Jackson State. Baudouin on third down, whistles blow.
Encroachment, defense, number 6, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
So the flag there on
defensive encroachment's the call.
Giovanni Owens. That'll make this a much more manageable third down. They'll bring the ball up to the 42-yard line, trying to make the 45. See if they go back to Jerrison Reese, who's at the top of your screen. Haven't done a lot with DeMarcus Boast. He's a junior wide receiver. Baudouin sends this one off one of the Northwest players' helmets, and Giovanni Owens picks it off. First time tonight, an interception for Northwest, and the Raiders are back in business.
Big turnover there.
You can see Coach Edward getting lit with his player. That's great stuff.
That's only the second interception on the season for Baudouin.
I think that was off of Ty Savoy, and Owens recognized it airborne immediately. The big man comes up with an interception in this important district game, sends his offense back out on the field, and they'll take over at the 38 of Church Point. Handoff, Kevon Johnson. Johnson skating in between defenders, picks up 8 yards.
Gain about 7 yards, brings up second down.
Well, certainly as Northwest goes, Kevon Johnson is leading the way for them. This is a guy who missed a couple of games with injury. He tried to come back for Jennings, only got 2 or 3 carries. They shut him down. Now that he's healthy again, boy, look how competitive Northwest is.
Well, it changes makes it easier for the head coach, who is the offensive coordinator, to be the play caller.
Looks like 2nd and 3. Johnson runs behind 2 defenders, turns the corner, and will pick up the first down. Wow.
He ran into the hole. It was no crease, and turned around and backed out and went the other way. That's instant. That's some great vision.
Johnson turns a negative into a positive and gets the ball up to the 20-yard line. So Northwest back in the red zone with first down. Ty Savoy, who plays a little halfback. The big man will get the ball and run into the teeth of the defense of the Bears. Savoy, just a sophomore, gives a breather for Johnson. Another stop in the middle of the line by Landon Chavis. He has given all-out effort tonight. Frederick Niemer, number 4, lined up. And now Jermaine Clark, the backup quarterback in. Hands off to Niemer. Niemer pushes the pile forward. couple of different looks by Northwest's offense here with Clark at QB and Niemer.
Yeah, that was very good run because they have brought 8 to the box. Actually, you know, within closeness was 9 in the box because they had 2 wide splits.
Clark plays a little bit of nickel on defense. Number 16 in at QB now, the 3rd quarterback of the game for Northwest, and he's moving them towards the end zone. Niemer takes the handoff, brought down hard by guess who? Landon Chavis. Chavis looking like one of the toughest guys on the field, though. Pretty big penalty coming up. Here's another look.
Personal foul, face mask, number 21 of the defense. Half the distance to goal results in a first down.
Chavis kind of looked like he had him with the face mask and the horse collar. Brought him down.
He just had him, period.
That'll be half the distance to the goal line.
And makes it 1st and goal just outside the 5. His playbook is wide open.
Look at Niemer, though. He's tough after that violent takedown. He's still in the game. So is Kevon Johnson. 1st and goal at the 5 for Northwest. More Wildcat action. No wide receivers, split. Johnson wants to follow a wall of blockers. Accelerates, and he's in the end zone, but a late flag comes in the backfield.
Holding, number 4 of the offense, 10 yards from the previous spot, still first down.
Holding on Frederick Niemer. Let's check the replay. Yeah, Johnson went by him, the grab on the jersey, and that'll prompt the touchdown nullifying flag. Niemer upset with himself. But he's had a good night on the field.
Well, it had to be pretty obvious for the white hat to call that.
That'll bring the ball back to the 15-yard line. Remains first down. And with a little bit more room, maybe Chase Dupree will go to the skies. Heading up to the top of the screen, Marquez Davis, the junior wideout. Here comes the rush. A keeper by Clark. He's at the 5, dives for the pylon. He's just short. What a run by Jermaine Clark.
It looked like that was a called play.
And that was Dupree.
And what a block in the end zone by Kevon Johnson.
That's as close to being a touchdown as you can have. Ball spotted at the 1-yard line for Northwest. Chance to make this a 2-possession game.
Tush push.
Niemer is back in, and so is Jermaine Clark, 16. Can the Raiders get a yard here? Kind of a spin move by Clark. His forward momentum is stopped, and he'll be brought down by Reginald Laverne. Here's another look.
Oh, they went the wrong way.
That was Jordan Grissom who brings him down hard. Loss of 1 on the play. So 3rd and goal at the 2. If this ball doesn't go to Kevon Johnson. He is not in at the moment. They're going to try and score with Frederick Niemer. Clark checks the defense. 11 on the play clock. And a timeout called.
That's our second.
Northwest. Got to make sure and get the right play here. A chance to go up 2 possessions. We'll take our man-to-man break. Stick around here.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute. There's a flag on the play!
100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line for Northwest. They lead by 3. Keeper for Kevon Johnson. He goes airborne, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Kevon Johnson, and Northwest takes the lead.
Well, that's why Coach called timeout. You know, Kevon was not on the field on the play before. To put his best football player in the position to give him a 2-possession lead.
35-26 on Johnson's 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. Fontenot with another extra point attempt. It's up and good. 10-point advantage for Northwest. They were trailing by as much as 14 earlier in the game. You can tune in Sundays at 6 p.m. on the LHSAA Network live channel as Steve Schneider hosts contributors from around the state to talk all things Louisiana high school sports. Again, Sundays at 6 p.m. What a run. Northwest has outscored Church Point 29-6 since falling behind early 20-7. It's been this guy too, Kevon Johnson. His first play from scrimmage, a 62-yard run for a touchdown to keep them in it early. And he's gotten stronger as the game's gone on.
Yes, he has. And they're using him in a variety of ways that they obviously have. They might have missed the last couple weeks, but they didn't really need him for those victories.
Kevon Johnson, currently with a college look from Lamar. Coach says that a lot more offers are hoping to come in for a player as talented as him, who's going to end up with the resume he's got. Whistles blow.
Little sky kick there on the field, and Church Point fair catches it.
Coach said not only does he run a 4.37, he's qualified. He's got good grades. He's a tough kid, and he was the district MVP a year ago. Northwest comes away with this win. He'll probably get a strong look at back-to-back MVPs. You see him keeping loose for more fourth quarter action. So a tall task now for Luke Baudouin and Church Point, trailing by 10. Play action. Caught over the middle by Reese. Reese galloping with 4 players behind him. 80 yards to the house. It's 36-32, and the first play from scrimmage makes it a 4-point game.
Well, I was just going to say, but the play was starting. It's about time for Jarrison Reese. Hit him on a slant. He made one cut and it outran the field.
The senior wideout with his 4th touchdown of the evening. That guy should be running at Bernie Moore Track Stadium. He's got all kinds of speed. Alamo ready to kick the extra point and make it a 3-point affair. Sends it up. No real effort there by the special teams of Northwest. And that cuts the lead, 36-33. Our game tonight brought to you by Coca-Cola, Real Magic. By Louisiana Army National Guard, protect what matters. By Oshner and the Oshner Andrews Sports Medicine Institute. And by Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation, the voice of Louisiana agriculture. Garrett Wahlberg, Steve Schneider, and the Hall of Famer, Mike Boyer. Mike, you've got 18 years as a high school football coach on your resume as well, going back all the way to the days of Jim Hightower at Catholic Point Capee.
We did. That was my my second school, and coached with Jim for 8 years there, and we both went to St. Thomas More together, and I coached a few more years there, and then I got into administration and started coaching adults rather than children.
You see Coach Poole's team, one play covering 80 yards to get within 3 of Northwest. They have not wanted to kick deep tonight. Alamo attempts the onside kick. It did not go 10 yards, but it did touch a player from Northwest. We're waiting on the officials to make the call. Did Alamo perform a successful onside kick? Depending on the call by the officials, I do see a flag on the field right around the 50-yard line. Again, they don't have the benefit of replay for this game. We've seen some squib kicks tonight.
Ruling on the field is first touching by the kicking team. Northwest will take over at that spot, first down.
Here's another look. Mike, let's try and decipher. That was off of Northwest, and the man it was off of was not pushed into the ball. I think the call
I do believe that the penalty was illegal touching.
So with 7:44 remaining, Church Point needs a stop. They need to get the offense back on the field. Here's the eye in the sky look. Raiders will keep the ball. Hand off to Kevon Johnson from the 45-yard line. They pick up 3-4 yards and stay inbounds as the clock rolls.
Nice job of stringing that out to the sidelines by Cameron Dawkins, number 11.
That's Cameron Dawkins, number 11. I think the ball went off him. Off his left foot. Ball might have come off Marcus Sam, but ends up staying with the Raiders. We've had a great time here tonight in Opelousas. And the home fans are trying to go home happy, but Church Point with a nice stop on defense.
Elijah Savoy.
That'll bring up second down.
Stopped him for no gain.
Boy, he's got great size. 6'1", 250 in his junior season. Had a couple of forced fumbles coming into the ball game. Big part of that talented defensive line for Church Point. Ball on the 41. Northwest, 3rd and 3. Johnson in the Wildcat. Gets a block. Gets to the 30 and moves the sticks. Boy, like he was shot out of a cannon.
His acceleration is awesome. And he ran through that tackle.
I'll tell you what, I think Pete Carroll of the Las Vegas Raiders would love to have Kevon Johnson on his squad. That's a young man that certainly needs to be playing on Saturdays in the near future. So Church Point looking a little gassed on defense. Northwest wearing them down. First down again. Piling the defenders forward, then gets brought back. That was Kingston Ballard with the tackle.
I mean, Northwest is going, double tight end, three backs. Church Point has just got 11 in the box to stop the run. You know, some of this is clock maintenance for Church Point, and we're down to 5 minutes to go to run off as much time as they can.
8 in the box for Church Point. And again, that max protect for Northwest.
Kevon Johnson at the Wildcat, just looking at the play clock.
Got it down to 3. Makes a cut. And he'll be tackled by Quincy Jack, the junior linebacker. Jack moved up in the lineup after Chad Brooks was moved to offense. Kevon Johnson trying to deliver a huge district win over Church Point. The Bears rated in the top 10 in the most recent rankings. And Mike, you were looking a little further down the ranks. Church Point is what, top 40?
Church Point's 8 on the Sports Writers poll, but number 9 on power ratings. Northwest was number 36 on Division II power ratings.
So a win here tonight would be huge for Coach Edwards and his staff. And timeout, the second of the half, called by Chris Edwards.
But he took all of the clock.
We'll take a quick break and be back for more fourth quarter action.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
When looking for a college, I wanted somewhere that would push me and allow me to kind of be the person I'd always wanted to be.
Everyone here kind of has this mindset of seeing the next person succeed, and I think that just creates a Southern Miss spirit.
You find what you need out of Southern Miss. What I need isn't what another student needs, but we all find something here.
You don't have to be what people have said you've been. You don't have to be what people think you are. Like, coming to Southern Miss, you can totally reinvent yourself and be who you truly feel like you are meant to be.
3rd and 4 for Northwest. Under 4 minutes remaining. Trying to take a 9-point lead with a touchdown here. Chase Dupree with the handoff. Whistles blow though. Offside, illegal motion called on Northwest.
Prior snap,
So
false start, number 13 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Yeah, they had Marquez Davis as the wideout. He's man, the cornerback's man-to-man with him, and they were trying to move number 1 out in that void area and have a linebacker chasing.
It'll be 3rd down and 9 coming up for the Raiders. Bottom of your screen is Davis. See if they can get him in single coverage. Dupree out of the backfield, a pass to Reginald Laverne. Laverne's got the spot and more. That'll move the chains, and that's huge, keeping it in bounds.
That's who the intended receiver was on the previous play, and they were able to get the ball to him, make that big first down. And that's worth, a minute and a half of running time to 2 minutes on the clock.
The second half has been all Northwest. And they've been doing it with Chase Dupree, the freshman quarterback. That ball was tipped and still ended up getting into the hands of Laverne. Johnson eating a little bit of clock, running into the middle of the line. And Coach Poole, with the sprint to the official on the far sideline, will call timeout.
That's a good call on Coach Poole's part. Time to, if you wait within that last minute, you're not gaining much time.
It was 20-7 Church Point, and then Northwest battled back. They have really looked sharp here in the second half of play. Coach Chris Edwards' team is finally healthy again, and you can see when they're healthy and have Kevon Johnson. and have two talented quarterbacks in Chavis and Dupree, they're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, Chavis especially has just shined with his ability to have poise, to hit some open receivers. Some of them have not been his first choice, but he's kind of hung in there. And then, what can you say about a 6,000-yard high school back?
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be a good weekend at the Rice Festival. They're going to have a lot of fun.
Any festival makes for a good weekend.
The city of Opelousas, famous for food, music, and sports. Tony Chachery, born in Opelousas. Now known the world over for his Creole seasonings, of course. And some famous sportsmen have come out of here as well. C.D. Lamb of the Cowboys, Keon Coleman of the Bills, and former St. Devery Henderson. And here's one for you, Olympic gold medalist Rod Milburn, former Southern athletic coach. Dupree hands off to Coleman, all the way into the end zone. Kevon Johnson puts this game away. It's 42-33 Northwest.
I don't think anybody saw 75 points being scored.
Third touchdown run of the night for Johnson. They got the seal on the edge, and he took advantage. Kick is up, but there is a flag on the far side of the field. And if that's against Church Point, they might try the 2-point. They'll go ahead and say the kick is good and wave off the flag.
Encroachment on defense. Half the distance to the goal. Replay the try.
They're going to redo the try and move that ball half the distance to the goal line. There's Johnson. He was over 100 yards after the first half of play. He has 2 touchdowns here in the second half.
Well, he only had 10 carries in the first half. He's probably doubled that in the second half.
Fontenot with a second attempt. It is up and good, and Fontenot makes it a 10-point advantage over Church Point. A little over 3 minutes remaining. Let's take another look at Johnson's third touchdown of the night. They just can't catch up with his speed. That ability to accelerate is what makes him a next level back.
Well, it was a nice block from the outside in with the wide out. It gave him the alleyway. And then he just gets there in a hurry.
So the district MVP a year ago looks to have delivered a crucial league win for Northwest after they started the year 0-4. Might be able to get another look at it, but number 72 for Northwest had a great block, Justin Manuel, the junior, that sprung Johnson free. Fontenot puts a leg into this one. It'll be fielded at the 19-yard line by Reese, and he is quickly ridden down hard. One more look for Manuel for Northwest, the starting right guard. 72, beautiful block there. And Johnson's untouched into the end zone. How about Chase Dupree? What has stood out about the freshman QB tonight to you?
Just his composure, Hasn't seemed to be rattled. Would hit his steps and then get rid of the ball.
Church Point trailing by 2 possessions. Throw over to the middle, and nice little catch made on the far sideline. Church Point getting some production on the outside by Jordan Hebert.
Well, that's his first catch tonight.
Big linebacker throwing the block to get him out. So Hebert showing off some speed on the outside and quickly into northwest territory. They get the ball up to the 31-yard line. Luke Baudouin with 4 passing touchdowns tonight. Sees a little pressure and scampers left. Can't throw across his body with the man chasing him, and he'll just head out of bounds to freeze the clock. 2:39 remain.
Yeah, wise decision to run out of bounds. I mean, he could have possibly forced it to turn the corner and gain another yard or two, but there's a risk involved with that.
Baudouin gets the play, trots back to the huddle. He's also a baseball player. Little outfield, little shortstop. Coach said he loves that mentality. You know, you have a bad play, you just flush it, move on to the next play. You've got to have that mentality as a QB. Baudouin's got all day. Now finally forced out. Flag out of the backfield. Tries to get the first down, but the flag's probably going to nullify the game.
He was trying to go to Reese, and he was covered up nicely, and,
Holding, number 68 of the offense, 10 yards from previous spot, still second down.
So the hold by Jeremiah Boyd nullifies the run. Both these teams will be on the road next week. Northwest is heading out to Mamou, and Church Point will take on Crowley on the road. Not quite ready to leave Church Point for dead. They trail by 10, but got down the field quickly with a pass to Hebert. Baudouin flush from the pocket, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. I don't think they're going to try and burn a timeout here. Third down coming up. They will end up taking that timeout. Their second of the half. Third down and long coming up.
Third and long, 2:20 on the clock.
How about Jerrison Reese for Church Point? 4 touchdowns in the ballgame, and he got him started early.
He did. This was their first drive of the game.
Reese has had touchdown catches of 10 yards, 67 yards, 30 yards. Been so effective tonight through the air and on the ground, averaging over 9 yards a carry rushing. Reese took one 80 yards for his last score. That was right after a Northwest touchdown, so a great answer. 3rd and 9, out of the timeout. What does Coach Poole have dialed up? Baudouin looks off one defender, backside pressure, and a great showing by Northwest defense. Ty Savoy got in on it, and so did Owens. He lost his helmet. He'll have to come out of the game. Here's another look, Mike.
Well, that's going to, there's a penalty on it.
15 yards from previous spot results in a first down.
The penalty on the face mask, and that'll move Church Point down the field. Here's another look.
Yep.
Savoy, the sophomore, takes the helmet off. I think it's kind of a savvy play. If the refs don't see it, you force the starting quarterback to the sideline for a play, but he got caught. First down at the 15. Baudouin to the end zone, knocked away by Niemer. Frederick Niemer in coverage with a savvy play.
Very good on Niemer's part. Read the quarterback's eyes. He's looking right there. Batted it down. And he batted it down, not up.
So now second down from the 15. Bear, bottom of your screen. Will they go to Reese? Yes, they do. Corner of the end zone, tipped away in coverage by Northwest.
That's number 18, Jean-Rion Freeman.
Great coverage, kept Reese out of position to make the catch. 2 tip passes in a row.
Well, obviously this is 4-down territory.
Church Point needs to get the ball to the 5-yard line. They can still get a fresh set of downs, but that clock is ticking. 5 seconds on the play clock. 3rd and 10. A little pass into the flats. It's caught by Reese. He's at the 10 and will be just short of a first down. Timeout called by Coach Poole. Now the officials see it.
I think that's your final timeout.
Correct. Boy, all over the field is Frederick Niemer, the junior. It kept him in bounds. You can join us for the LHSAA Network Game of the Week next Thursday at 7. Jennings taking on Notre Dame. The Bulldogs and the Pios with the Hall of Famer Louis Cook. Join us on LHSAA Network again Thursday at 7 Central. Everybody's going to be fat and happy coming off the Rice Festival, feeling good. So 1:39 remaining. 4th down, and it's manageable. But boy, you know, if you try and rush here, you're not going to stop the clock for very long to move the sticks. You're just going to eat more clock. You know, there are a lot of schools in the Lafayette area that aren't the big name schools that add to the football cachet in this state.
That aren't the big schools? Oh. You've got Ascension Episcopal that I do believe is undefeated right now in 2A. You know, Catholic in New Iberia is doing very well, defending state champions. Westminster and Opelousas is doing very well.
27-yard field goal attempt by Alama goes wide left, and with a chance to cut it to a 1-score game, that one's pushed wide. Opelousas Catholic as well is also a team that's done well over the years. Great program. Westminster Christian in Opelousas.
And then, you know, the startup program, Westminster in Lafayette, is doing very well. Lafayette Christian is ranked number 1 in 2A, Division 4. And in Lafayette Renaissance, they've now playing varsity. They were as high as number 7. LCA beat them, and they've dropped out of the top 10, but their power points are going to put them in the playoffs.
Well, I'll tell you what, that Lafayette Christian program, 4 titles in a row, 6 trips in a row to the Dome with Barry Manuel and Trev Falk leading the way. Coach Barry now over at Lafayette Renaissance, so a lot of programs in the Lafayette area.
You know, they knelt on the ball. There's enough time. You know, there's a formula the coaches know. You know, I got to get to this on the clock, and then we can just kneel it out. But I would have to give a shout out to my old school Turlings Catholic, who is 6-0.
Undefeated, one of 23 teams in the state. One more kneel down for Northwest. We are under a minute remaining. Mike, it was 20-7 Church Point, and then Northwest went on a run like we haven't seen this season. 36-13, they outscore the Bears.
Yeah, obviously the quick one was the kick return. After Church Point has scored. But they drove the ball. They mixed the pass and the run. They used Kivon Johnson in a variety of different ways.
The ice water bath for the head coach, Chris Edwards, and that'll do it. Time will run out. And after an 0-4 start, look who's in the driver's seat in District 4 3A, the only undefeated remaining team, Northwest. The Raiders with a 43-33 victory. Congratulations to the Raiders fans who really enjoyed themselves tonight down here in Opelousas. Don't go anywhere. Postseason coming up next on the LHSAA Network Game of the Week.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
We've gone final in Opelousas, and Northwest with a 10-point win, 43-33 over previously undefeated in district Church Point. Great win for the Raiders over the Bears. Again, the rally, 36-13. They outscored them after being down 20-7. Let's take a look at the player of the game, brought to you by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Protect what matters. No doubt about it. The very first play of the game, 62 yards for Kivon Johnson, our player of the game.
There's no doubt. He's been out a couple weeks. District championship game, the senior, very experienced running back, one of the few in the state of Louisiana that's going to surpass 6,000 yards in their career. And they rode him tonight.
Did a fantastic job, whether they gave him the ball as the tailback or in the Wildcat, plunging in for the late fourth quarter touchdown to put this game out of reach. Johnson again making his name known, and now we'll go down onto the field with our Steve Schneider.
Certainly, were fantastic, but here is our player of the game.
I'm Staff Sergeant LaCour. This is Staff Sergeant Hess. We're proud to present the Player of the Game Award to Mr. Kivon Johnson. Congrats. No problem.
Kivon Johnson, the Louisiana Army National Guard Player of the Game. Injuries.
Yeah.
For a guy who counts on his speed, how tough has this been for you to get better?
I've been hungry, man. I've been hungry ever since that last play of the rain game. I've been hungry ever since, trying to get extra work every day, all the work I can get so I can come back as soon as possible to help my team.
Certainly you have the speed and the quickness, but Do you pattern your game after anyone? The vision that you have, the cuts, the decisions you make on a dime?
I watch a lot of Barry Sanders. I love Barry Sanders. I watch Jamar Gibbs too now. I love them two right there.
All right. So what does this game mean for this program? Obviously taking on a team that was coming in here planning to maybe take away the district championship, and your season was really on the line. What does this mean to you and your team?
It mean a lot, man. It mean a lot to the school, the team, everything, because we started off bad, 0-4. And we had to shake back, and we shook back.
And what can you say about your freshman quarterback? Certainly he could have been deserving for this too, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a dog right there, boy. That's a dog. I'm glad we have him. That's a dog right there.
All right, congratulations. Kevon Johnson, our player of the week. We'll try to talk to Coach. He got a bath, but I think we can get him on.
Great stuff by Steve and Kevon Johnson. Again, we talked about Dupree coming in, and Coach decided at halftime he's going to go with the freshman QB, and he delivered.
Oh, he delivered. I mean, it was, the duo, Keon and Dupree, the freshman. They did some outstanding things on the field with a lot of skill and composure, which Coach Edwards was bragging about before the game.
Take a look at some highlights from tonight's game of the week. And again, the passing by Dupree on point to Cortland Young. How about Jerrison Reese, though? If Church Point would have held on, he would have certainly been our player of the game. 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. Chad Brooks attracting some attention as he falls into the end zone. Church Point got ahead 20-7, and then a couple of long plays on special teams make the difference. Jaden Lazard goes to the house with a long 85-yard kickoff return. Interceptions were a problem for Northwest in the first half. They ended up biting Church Point in the second. Johnson from the Wildcat powers into the end zone. And then Jerrison again, just unbelievable speed, gets into the end zone for his 4th touchdown of the night. But Johnson will do him one better. Answers and puts the network. Let's go down with Steve.
Chris Edwards has been a raging Cajun. He's been a Tiger. He's invested most of his life. He's ready. I mean, this was a do or die. Where does this rank in terms of your coaching career?
It's up there, man. Every win is special. I've learned not to take none for granted, but these guys fought. Like I said, we've been in a playoff scenario for the past 2 weeks. I told the guys we had to win out, and they did their job tonight, man. Proud of them.
0. Kevon Johnson. Does anything he do surprise you? I mean, some of those plays.
The only thing that surprised that nobody gave this kid an offer yet. We're still waiting for him to get an offer. He's lighting in the bottom. He's great. As you see when we have him off, he stepped in, did a great job, so kudos to him also.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. Coming out of the dressing room, you said this guy has got composure. He can do this. I'm going to let him go in the second half. How about that decision?
Yes, since week 3 when he started, I texted him one night and said, "How you feeling?" And his response was, "How you feeling, coach?" So from that point on, I knew he was composed. He's mature beyond his year. Special teams, offense, defense. Once we made our adjustments, defense did their job also.
The Northwest Raiders get it done here, and that bodes well for their postseason chances. Back up to you guys.
Great option tonight, Steve. Thank you. Mike, final thoughts on the game.
Well, it was what we said at the beginning, district championship week. A 4-2 team, not supposed to win, against a 5-1 team, but all their players were coming back, and Coach Edwards had positioned his players in a position that they could put them in during those kids' absence, and they put it together tonight.
A 3-game winning streak for Northwest. They're 3-0 in league play. Northwest goes on the road to take on the Mamu Demons next week, and Church Point will try and rebound also on the road against the Gents of Crowley. Enjoy the Rice Festival, everybody. We had a great time out here in Opelousas. For Kim Guillo, Jeff Schneider, and the rest of the guys in the truck, and my broadcast partners, Mike Boyer and Steve Schneider, I'm Garrett Walford. Thanks for watching tonight. This has been a production of the LHSAA Network.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
The start of school means the start of new sports seasons, which unfortunately can mean injuries. Too often, sports injuries are treated with opioids, leading to addiction among our youth. And drug addictions can cause overdoses and deaths. If you're injured, ask your doctor for medicines and therapies that don't use opioids. And if you're struggling with opioid addiction, we can offer treatment. Opioid addiction is a losing game. You can help. Learn more at realhelpvr.com. That's realhelpvr.com.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
On the carry, he's gone. On the carry, he's gone. And off to number 13. Drops back and the pass is downfield. Touchdown. Hands it off to Brooks. Stopped by. Johnson on the carry. carry. He's gone. And off to number 13. Touchdown for the Reds. Pass is intercepted by number. Modan drops back, and the pass is downfield. Right to number 13.
Touchdown catch of the night.
Hands it off to Brooks. Stopped by number 4. Johnson on the carry. Touchdown by Davis. Green on the carry. Brooks on the carry. Zard on it. Zard on it. Third down, 4 yards. Touchdown! Reese on the reception, touchdown. Johnson on the carry.